Alrighty, give me the ghost signal.
Awesome. At least now we'll actually be in sync.
I know. For once, it would be a really nice thing to have happen. Zerg versus Zerg, which I think is going to be a really good thing.
Yeah. Do you want me to do like an intro once the game gets started? Or who did the last intro? Was it
you did the last intro, so we can keep on handing off already.
Yeah, you did. And I'll probably have to rely on you a lot because I'm not terribly familiar with ZvZ.
Okay. If this game is anything, I actually just recently cast an analysis of a Zerg versus Zerg on. Is this lagging for you, by the way? Sorry. It's like, everybody, including myself. Oh, actually, no, never mind. We're all finished now. Yeah. But I cast a Zerg versus Zerg a little while ago, and it was a lot different from the Zerg versus Zergs I've been seeing usually.
Sweet.
Hello everybody, this is Senex along with Pull, and we immediately have somebody lagging out of the game, Donbot, ruining the experience for everybody. But how is it going, Pull?
Oh, it's pretty good, buddy. Enjoying myself rather fully with this map variant.
Alright.
Major shout out there to Baron for coming up with this idea, along with other people, of course. But that thread on TL is just absolutely fantastic. For those of you guys who haven't checked it out, it's called The Breadth of SC2 Gameplay. You should go to teamliquid.net, check out that thread, and see what Baron has to say about how possibly having less minerals and less gas per base can change the way that StarCraft 2 is going to be played.
Absolutely. And so right now we see that this is a Zerg versus Zerg on Devolution, but if you look at the bases, you'll notice that there are 2 ordinary Vespene geysers instead of just 1 high-yield Vespene geyser.
Yeah.
And that will obviously give a lot more gas once you have the number of workers you need to begin utilizing both of those geysers. But I'm actually a little worried about this. This is something that's been being discussed a lot in that thread of exactly what kind of balance do we want to strike in the reduced amount of money. And this actually doesn't reduce the amount of gas you have at all, and so I think that things like very quick High Templars, very quick Mutalisks, and other very gas-heavy units will become extremely popular if this version of the fewer resources per base maps become very popular.
Yeah, and this is actually the first time that I got a chance to obs a 2-gas one, and I completely agree just from what I could come up with in my head. The thing is, when kind of like the idea behind all of this, among other things, is to limit the possibility of one-base play and cheesy type all-ins. And the thing is, like for Terran, the 1-1-1 build, if you want to do like a one-base all-in 1-1-1, it's a gas-heavy build.
That's true.
Gas doesn't limit the gas at all.
Yeah,
so you can still do that build completely.
Gas is definitely the limiting factor in trying to get a 1-1-1 going. So I know we do see both players looking like they're going to be going for their spawning pools first, though the spawning pool is... Oh, actually, no. He takes the gas and then takes the gas just a little after the expansion. So the spawning pool for Cosmio is going to be done a lot faster than it is for Katniss.
Yeah, absolutely. But well, he's not getting his hatcheries, so he's gonna be behind a little bit. We'll see how that plays out.
Only if he can hold off this attack, though. And Zerg versus Zerg, one base Zergling Baneling all-ins are very popular.
Okay, cool. So we'll see. I mean, Katniss, I don't know. Yeah, I guess he'll probably have to get like some spine crawlers and some queens to defend.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be able to just hold with Zerglings, I'm sure.
If you look at my channel, I've recently done an analysis of a Zerg versus Zerg on this map, though it is the just 1 high yield gas version of it, and I found that spine crawlers become way more important than you would think in an ordinary game of StarCraft 2. So in usual StarCraft 2, you have very large number of Zerglings trying to attack them. It's just these huge forces of like minimum 15 Zerglings is what you see running around. They can take out a spine crawler pretty fast. But when you have like 8 Zerglings running around, all of a sudden the spine crawler will kill them all and barely survive.
Yeah.
And so throwing down 2 spine crawlers will defend your base very well.
Yeah, most definitely. And it does look like Cosmo is coming in here to do a little bit of attacking. Actually manages to survive. That was, one Zergling does manage to survive. He did get some scouting information, though, and that's going to be very effective for our Cosmo Zerg player.
Yeah, I do think that Cosmo is going to have to continue this aggression if he wants to get back into it. Obviously, his expansion is only halfway done. He does have the Zergling speed done a lot faster, so I don't know why he ended up pulling all the way back across the map with that.
Yeah.
There's no way Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say he probably should have tried to do a little more aggression, or I don't know. I just feel like his build would have supported more Zerglings in a heavy aggressive attack.
Well, I do agree with him for not wanting to go immediately all in. You can get speed and then not have to commit to huge amounts of aggression. But when you know that your opponent is considerably behind you in Zergling speed, you can just leave whenever you want. If you don't like what you see, just run away.
Yeah, most definitely. So we do see Baneling Nest coming up here for Katniss, and it's almost full completion here.
Yeah, and there is a move out across the map, and there are actually no Banelings at home to defend this. And when we look at the units tab, we see that Cat has actually pulled ahead in the Zergling tab, so unless this Queen can get down and become involved in the fight, it's going to be really dangerous.
It might get surrounded, though, and the Zerglings are going to manage to take out that Queen. Really good job. That's actually going to be a big blunder there.
Yeah, that's a big pickoff for Katniss, as the number of larvae that Cosmo is having to work with is being reduced by a whole bunch, and Katniss being very cheeky with those two Banelings. We can see one of them almost getting popped, and the second one actually being killed as well.
Yeah, most definitely. And Cosmo gonna lose that queen there, so that's 2 queens lost.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of lost mining time there too. He had to pull workers to defend against that. It's another thing I found in Zerg vs. Zerg is that when you're dealing with smaller numbers of Zerglings, like pretty much anything before 10 workers can do okay defending against them, but once you hit that larger number, which is a lot more common in full resource games of StarCraft 2, it's very, very dangerous to try to use workers in any kind of defensive capacity.
Yeah, definitely, and as we can see here, as the Donbot is saying in the chat, there is a pretty good lead of drones for Katniss against our other Zerg player.
Though there was just a big swell that brought him up to 29 to 32, so he's trying to catch up in that. Both players are, or they were supply blocked for at least a bit. Cosmo is definitely need to get that supply block out of the way. It's going to be really bad for him if he can't do something with that.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, he's already behind just a little bit, and then that supply block is just really not helping.
Where is that? Oh my god, he only just started the 2 Overlord. That's so bad for him.
Oh gosh, yeah. Look at his minerals already. They're up almost 500, and he can't use them right now.
Yeah, his opponent is running into a little bit of macro trouble too, but we just saw him dump a ton of money into the roaches. There are 6 on the way, along with the +1 upgrade for both the 7 on the way. Yeah, you're right. And that +1 upgrade is extremely important in Zerg vs. Zerg because it ups the 16 damage attack, where you need 3 attacks to kill a Zergling, to an 18 damage attack, that 2-shot Zerglings.
Yeah, so we do have a decent amount of roaches here from Katniss, as well as some Banelings in his main base. Will he choose to attack with these? I feel like it's a decent timing for him to do so, as there are no spine crawlers or anything for Cosmo.
Yeah, I do think it would be very smart of him to start moving out, though he did get his lair, and I think that he's probably trying to save up some money to get the roach speed upgrades, so that if he does end up failing the attack, because it's always one danger moving out with slow roaches, if you fail in the attack, you can be very easily chased down by your opponent and lose that entire force instead of just some of it.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. So definitely playing it safe here.
There's still no roach tech on the... Oh, actually, no, okay, there are roaches. He's just making a lot more Zergling. Cosmo going for 26 Zerglings. So he's definitely moving out for some kind of aggressive play.
Yeah, and as we can see here, Katniss is going to spot this attack, or at least this move out, so he will be able to prepare. And he's in a better position if our blue Zerg does choose to go in. He will be having to go into a choke here, where our red Zerg will have better, concave is what I'm thinking, for the attack.
He's going to have the pressure of getting a good concave at the same time as spreading out, so that those Banelings can't get big hits on the roaches, because enough Banelings, even though they don't do any bonus damage, can do a lot of damage to the roaches. But this is a really bad attack from Cosmo so far. He's running his units in and trying to get those big hits, but it's not working too well. It's a pretty good split up, and he only loses a couple, and all of his roaches have been so weak, and that spine crawl in the back already up to 4 kills. And there's no... Yeah, there we have the GG.
Awesome. So, I mean, those roaches just did so well of tanking those Banelings, and that was just super good there.
Yeah, I don't think that that attack was going to do too well trying to trade inefficiently as that, because you can trade very inefficiently with Banelings against roaches, but only if you have a big economic advantage and can afford to lose a bit of money.
Yeah. Alright guys, thanks for tuning into that one.
Yeah, that was a live broadcast obviously, and so any little mistakes that we made or all the observation talks we are going to have to leave in. I hope everybody sees and enjoys that.
Yep. And you guys can check me out on youtube.com/poolsc. Of course, Senex.
You can.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
You can check me out at www.youtube.com/wiseoldsenex.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much for watching.
Oh, let's see what they want to do.